Hello, and welcome to Thursday night. I'm just currently changing. And that is a good way to scratch your screen. Oh, if you're just using a normal tablet, your tablet as well. Yeah, either way, you're just going to get some nice big grooves and you don't want it, so... I've actually scratched the hell out of mine before I decided to even put a screen protector on it. So it's currently got a screen protector on it, which helps out a lot. So I thought would dictate that I should have put one on when I got it, and then I wouldn't have had giant scratches in it. I'd have had a hell of a scratched up what was it, screen protector, but I deal with that because I can take that off, put a new one on. My normal screen is still not scratched, but alas, the woes of not knowing. Get this so that it hears me. Pick me up, please, no matter where I am. Kind of don't know where I am. Kinda. So I'm just going to be doing, because obviously it's Christmas, and I've done a thing where I've done like a few Christmas t-shirts. I say a few, I mean like I've done, how many have I done? I think I've only done 2. Yeah, I guess 2. So I'm going to be designing some stickers anyway, because I don't think I'm doing a t-shirt this year. Could do this design for a t-shirt as well, but it's definitely going to be some stickers. Yeah, you guys can't see any of this, can you? It's fine. So if I open up the... Where was it? This is where decent knowledge of where you've, or specific places of where you place things. Organization is key, which I still struggle with. Not that. Not that. Not there. Definitely not that. Not you. Won't be in there. Those characters, it's not in there. Time pack's not. And there's the Xmas page. So this is the one I did for last year anyway. A nice meowy Christmas meow. Just meant to be really simple, basic one. And I'm just going to follow along with the kind of things I did for that one. Like I said, I didn't really do any other ones. Yeah, I actually make a Christmas version of Avatar. Really did. I don't know if I put any colour on it. I think I'm making this was for a colouring page, a colouring book. So that's all I really want. Just like a very homemade. Yeah, so it's like just like a homemade kind of thing. I made these pages, and obviously the pages would be put together and given to my family, whatever. Interesting. Not up here. It doesn't look like I've made a. Oh, my old Christmas one. So I've got this one. So that's actually one of the Christmas designs that I made. So what? So I've actually got this one. I did actually make one. I just don't know where I saved the actual file to. Anyway, that's by the by. I'm making new things. Some delicious agua. So I could make a bunch of things. I don't know, I did a sheet full of circles, but yeah. Considering the first thing I'm thinking of doing is a present. Christmas present. Probably actually want to use the mechanical pencil. I prefer it. I can just put like Xmas. Oh, some other quote on there. What else do we have? We have Yeah, I'm not feeling those ones. Drone Baymax. Okay, let's switch to a different kind of bell. Yeah, it's generally bells with bows and mistletoe. Ooh, yawning again, always yawning. What do I wish? Trying this has made me think of a question. Who thought of Santa's hat? Because Santa's had different appearances over the years. I mean, he had a green suit at one point, didn't he? Could actually upgrade me kitty. One. Gonna say that's more like a pooch. Hmm. 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 Not trying to finish anything today, but do most definitely need to finish at some point. What to doodle? What to doodle? Hmm. Yeah, I'm not liking that. Black back on. Cool. So. Hmm. What else can I put on here? Hello. As you can see, I'm doing some random sketches. A bunch of other ones. Trying to just figure out what I'm trying to draw. Try some bells. It could be here. Yeah. Hello, Firewall. How are you? I'm good. As you can see, I'm just faffing about with drawing. Trying to think of a interesting idea. All I can seem to think of currently is presents and weird writing. Yeah. So what time is it over where you are currently? So no, it's generally on Brad's channel, which is on really late. For us anyway. Yeah, some Christmas announcements is a good idea. Let's see. Okay. Was that where 2 hours early? So it's 12 o'clock where you are now. Good. Let me have a look at some. Where is it? There it is. Alright. Right. So you said ornaments, so that's a good shout, to be fair. Let's see if I can have a ganders at some. Okay, it's essentially just a lot of baubles. I could put some baubles with the presents as well, I suppose. It's kind of. Something like that. Maybe a bit more. Snowman. Just spotted a snowman. What's that from? It's from this. That's what it's from. I do have Clip Studio, and to be fair, there's not really much different. They all have their own nuances, and I think you're probably going to find an easier time for brushes, like custom brushes on Clip Studio, maybe, depending on whose brushes you're trying to get. But other than that, every kind of software has their own thing. They're all similar, so they've all got like the usual, you know, like what is it? They've all got all the normal bells and whistles and pens, brushes, smoothing. Don't think the well, that's true. I mean, I don't even use any custom brushes. I'm basically all the ones that you see on screen. These are all basic ones, and this is just these are just what I've just classified as my mains. I don't really use any. The one I'm using right now, when I actually put it on, what I'm using right now is just a mechanical pencil. So it's just like, don't really use anything fancy on here, but yeah, all of them are generally the same. I think Clip Studio Paint though does have the model thing. I even still have it installed. Have a look. No, I don't think I do. Yeah, because I heard that they were going to go to a subscription-based model, Clip Studio. I'm not sure if that's still true. So the reason why I didn't... Because I used GIMP before I used this. But like I said, it's like they all have the same tools and do the same things. It's like it's fairly similar, and all of them you can pretty much get the same. I think there's probably a few differences that I wouldn't even know of. I'm rambling again, but that is essentially it. It's like there's not really much difference. I mean, I'm just wondering. Yeah, they both have animation features as well, to be fair. Just don't think my computer liked GIMP that much, so that would crash a bit more often than I'd like. So I do think it's a case of finding just the right piece of software, because obviously this is free. I don't need to pay for it, which is generally what I like. Yeah. Not cheapskate at all. So I can actually show you that whilst I'm on here. Why not? Why not? In fact, let me open this one up. Where is it? This is where I can't find it because I'm terrible at labeling where things are. Meh, forget it. We'll go with this one. I know where this one is. So and it's already done as well. So I think this one is one. So let's have a look. Let me make sure this is. I use far too many layers, by the way. So as you can tell, I've got far too many layers on here. So, save as. Just label it edit, because then I can just get rid of all these. Don't need that. So, right, hide all these layers I don't need. What? Where am I going now? So that's essentially my drawing as is. So the way I'd start from here generally is I would do something like this. So I'd get all my flats sorted, and then I'd get me sketch. I don't have the sketch on here. This is a terrible one to use. No. Let me guess. No, let's just do a new one. So if I hide this, we'll use this snowman here. This will be easier. So all I'd do is, if it was cleaner, I could just like use the select tool and select it all. But I can actually just go through this, just paint all the way around it, and then I'd use this as the. But I'm trying to do this quickly. In the base. It's a terrible colour. There we go, that's better. You can see it now. So yeah, so I just go through and then I just go through the entire drawing and make like a silhouette. So it's different on each software how it works, because I know other things have clippings. This one doesn't have clipping as such, but if let me just, so all I need to do with this one, so if I just copy and paste that and get rid of all that. So that's the silhouette I've made. So if I want to draw on this, I could just select this little thing here, and this will let me draw over it, but then I'm just drawing over my actual silhouette line, and we don't want that really. So we can actually duplicate this, and then obviously you can just apply whatever color you want over the top of it. So obviously you could do like orange, you could do like your reds, and obviously you've got your backgrounds, your back there. Another thing that you can also do is in Critter, you can add a transparency mask. So just trying to think now, but no. So the transparency mask is mainly actually used for shading as such. So if I were to shade this, I could. So if I only wanted a certain part of the colour on it, I could colour the entire thing, and then I can just use this to kind of either delete or reveal what I don't want. So I don't want that bit, don't need this bit. Yeah, so I only really want that bit of colour on here. Yeah, so that's another way that you can do it as well. But I really should have a better reference one on here to use. Not you, you're terrible. Devil, no. God, I've got definitely not you. Is this one maybe? This one might be Echo. But I don't know what that is. No, I've done that all in one layer. But do I have character? Just need some line art. Are you? No. No. Definitely not. Meg? I've got line art on Meg, haven't I? So this is me attempting to draw a Disney character. I think this one's got some line art to it. I don't do much line art, but... So, yeah. So... I'll just... Oh, that one. It's not very good as this one, but... Really don't have anything. Yeah, forget that. But let's use this cat. Why not? We'll colour in the cat. So I can go around the cat with my pen. Say a cat. Someone looks a bit like a dog. It's a new breed. So there's my thing. I want to colour it in. So, like I was saying, I can use, because I've got a nice outline, so I don't need to bother with trying to select everything. So I can just use my magic wand, whatever you want to call it. It's called different things in different softwares. Like before, I'll just have a layer underneath my line art. So if you've got like your sketch that you showed before, if you have that over at top, you can just obviously what are you doing? I'm pretty sure I'm on. So, and then I can obviously just quickly get a silhouette down. And then the silhouette is going to help me stop from bleeding. And then I'll generally, so if you're just doing like cells like this, it's like you can just, so I know Critter in particular, they have these reference layers, so I can just reference the layers and it'll just select things. It should be selecting more, but oh well. I'll just go back. Obviously you can just go in and select whatever it is you need. I'm a very bad teacher at this, I think, but oh well. Oh well. But like I said, you can just, you know, you can just go on freehand as well. And I generally use layers, so I don't really care. So I'd add a new layer, and I'll just do another color. Don't know, I'll have a ginger cat. Why not? But this is one of the things about digital. You can be a bit sloppy. Doesn't really matter. And the beauty of having this silhouette underneath, I'll show in a second. So there's my cat. Got this layer silhouette. Can select the silhouette, and then I can go into the layers and just delete the excesses if it wasn't inverted. There we go. And because obviously the red's underneath the ginger, the orange is non-destructive, which is what you kind of want when you're doing digital art. So, not sure how much digital art do you actually do out of curiosity? I'm rambling again. But so that's kind of how I'd go about doing layers. Cat has decided to join us. And like I said, you can have as many layers you want for as many different colors. And obviously, if you've got your line out there, it's going to be pretty solid. There's a few gaps in it, but you can just turn the opacity down on the line art, and then obviously you can just kind of fix these up as you want. So I can just go in and just go, right, okay, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll add more to the orange. And whatever, just keep going like that. Yeah, no, editing is fine. It's like, I know people do editing. Well, I don't know people. I've seen people do editing just with these things, but and it's the, like I said, you can do simple. So I showed you thing. You can do simple shading with this as well. Didn't want that. Didn't want that. So if I duplicate the silhouette layer, I can just do like a simple shadow as well. And I just need to set the actual layer on this one to multiply. I can turn it down a bit. So if I actually decide to pull my cat's line up, so if I decide to draw on it, all the way around, I think. Trying to do shadows. And just quick cell shaded shadows. And because you're using the silhouette, you're not going to be going outside the lines if you're using the silhouette, because you can only draw, or it's only going to reveal whatever's in the silhouette. But again, you can always just click the little icon outside. I think most of them have the like an icon to lock it, so it stops you from being able to delete, but you can still color in and stuff like that. So but yeah, like I said, it's like a very simple way of shading as well, which is this is generally the way I do all my coloring and shading, to be fair, especially for like things like this. But and then obviously you can still use this to do the same thing for more complicated things. Because obviously my cat's shadow is currently just the bog standard grey, but if I can actually go in, and if I don't like the colour of that shadow, but make sure I have my lock on, I can just go and change the colour of the shadow. Not sure if I've got this on the right way around. Let me turn this off for a minute. I don't have it the right way around. Don't know why. Being very colourful. It's turned green for some reason. I wanted blue. But now obviously if you, depending on the layer mode as well, you'll get different things. I don't know why it's so bright. I'm using such a bright colour. Bright colour. It's because the main colour is already quite dark. It's like it's throwing me off. But I definitely suggest messing about with the layers, like multiply layers and stuff. Very curious as to why it's very so bright. Is it because I've got Let me have a look at my properties. That's probably why. So, yeah, the reason why it was actually quite bright is because I was on the CMYK alpha. So, careful of the settings you have it on as well. Because obviously the alpha was making it brighter. The shadows, rather than making it dark, like I was kind of wanting. But the counter to that is obviously doing what I did, which is just inverting or messing with the overlay types. That made any sense. I can just use a blending brush here as well. Like I said, it's actually the same for doing the lights as well. But you don't actually need to use a silhouette. You can just use like a full color sheet. You can use a gradient. I use this gradient. So I'll just select 2 colors. I don't know. Go for that random green. But that's going to end badly because I've just done it over. So, a bit further this way. Thank you. Like I said, you can just add the transparency mask as well to that. Invert it to black, can't see out, and then you can just apply what you want. To your drawing, if it lets me. Yeah. I want to erase, that's why. Always make sure you know where you're on. Obviously, if you're doing it this way, there's you can still bleed through, but if you've got like your silhouette layer, you can just delete what you don't need at the end of it anyway. But yeah, so that's why I've been erasing stuff or calling some in. And obviously I've not set this to any form of thingy, so I could just like do an addition, which lets it be brighter, color dodge. I know a lot of people use a color dodge for other things. Color overlay, maybe not an overlay. That's right. I think addition on is generally the one I go for. It just gives you that bit of brightness, I think. Like I said, I can just get me select my silhouette away, and then I can just delete what I don't need. That's kind of me, cat. still on that. Yeah, I can obviously go back through any layers and select layers. I can change the hues, which is really nice as well. So, and obviously because you've got your lights above as well, I could just go back in and just like say I want to add something to my scarf. You can just go, okay, I'm just going to add something to the scarf, either on add a colour, or you can go to your drawing layer and you can just add something else to it. And obviously you can also do like an overlay for your line art as well, maybe. There's just tons of things you can do, really. Everyone has their own way of doing it. And none of them are wrong. So yeah, anyway, that's the simplest way I know of colouring and stuff. One of the guys I told you about before, Mark something, I think it was, I forgot what it's called now. He does like a similar thing to this, where I'll shade, obviously, but I'll do a lot more in-depth shading for his stuff, but it's the same method. So even though this is a very simple one that I showed, you can actually get really great results from it for more serious art pieces. Oh, my cat's Stijn. But yeah. Obviously, I can just group all that into a folder. Just call it cat. It depends. You see, you'll never get to the point of doing a serious art piece, but it depends on what you classify as serious art piece. Because it's like, I've thrown some on here trying to find something that is useful but never did, which could technically be classified as a serious art piece. The cat could be classified as a serious art piece. But you want in my eyes, but someone else who's drawing something and that is their style and stuff, it's a serious art piece. So serious art piece is something that you're serious about. In my view, anyway. My cat is complaining. Sorry, man. Well, still not figured out the end result for this thing, but we had a good chat though. That's good. Still keep coming back to the present. I do think I keep messing up this bow. So what have you actually been doing on with drawing so far then? I know you said you've been getting back into it and stuff. Have you drawn anything else since? Well, there you go. You've got an name. Maybe not exactly, but yeah, something that you can say, I won't mind being able to do something like that. Be meaning, because I really do like it to practice some the arcane art style. I know a lot of people have been doing it, but I do like the art style from that, so I kind of want to study that as well. Well, that is what you can do with enough practice. My cat's getting very irritated. Because that's all I think it comes down to. It's practice and, you know, learning the correct things. Yeah, there are things that you can learn which might not help. Yeah, things that might help. Strange things that will help. Very strange things. It's like just seeing something, because at some point you'll try and do something and you're just not getting it ever. And you'll look at some random thing, like you may look like a random bottle of water in summer, and all of a sudden that thing that you're trying to do, you're just like, oh yeah, if I just do it that way, then I'll be able to. So yeah, that's not too bad. 3-4 weeks. Last few weeks done 3 or 4 sketches. That's fine. I doodle at work is what I generally do. I generally doodle. I've got a few doodles here that I've done at work. But yeah, still just about getting the practice in and sometimes doing some focus studies. So it's like, if there is something in particular you think, okay, I need to learn to do this. I do not draw 2 hours or sketch 2 hours a day. I slack off like anything. I struggle to draw constantly. And it's, for me, it's just getting those moments of inspiration to compel me to draw. work compels me because I find it a bit boring, I'll be honest. But it pays the bills. But, and it lets me continue doing drawing and other things that I like to do. But yeah, so 2 hours a day is fine, but just be wary of burnout. If you keep forcing something, that's when you're bound to get to the point of not wanting to do it, and you may not do it for like a week, and then you go, I'll just put it off, and then you might not do it for another week, and then another week after that, and yeah, careful of burnout. Alright. Anywho. I have a feeling my cat's going to attack me in a minute if I don't go and sort her out. Yeah. That's bad. Yep. Happens to all of us that my drawing process has been slow. So, the reason for that is because obviously I don't draw every day. I don't sketch all the time. I can go like maybe a week or so without doing any proper sitting down and doing some proper drawing. And I've had that where I've just not done any drawing for ages. I mean, Brad mentioned that I used to do a sketchbook a month. Worst decision ever. I tried doing that for 2 years. And at the end of every single month, I would always have about 10 or so pages left. Yeah. And I would just be like, I don't know what to draw. And then I would scribble just some utter nonsense. So I'd take a new page. So I'd say this is my new page. I'd take my new page and I'd just do something like this, and I'd just draw this and I'd say, there you go, I've filled the page. Yeah, I've not really. I've wasted half the page. Yeah. 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 Learning about anatomy is very frustrating. I'm still learning about anatomy. Most of my anatomy I learned through tracing and just looking. But what was it? What was my book around here? I mean, I literally bought this book here. It's called Anatomy for Sculptors. I mean, and it literally just goes through the entire anatomy. So, like the head, body, everything. Yeah. You might not need this, because obviously you said you wanted to do more creature stuff, but me obviously being character and people-based things, I kind of need to up my game, really. Yeah. There we go. But it's moderation is also key. So, because I would say drawing for half an hour and forcing yourself to draw for 2 hours is better. Tracing. That's generally how I learn a lot of my anatomy and stuff. I'll just trace things. You know, first thing I'll just trace anything. And when I was properly starting to learn to draw, it was in college, and I was literally just getting like a picture of like Brock from Pokemon, and I'd trace him out, and then I'd edit the image of Brock into like different styles of clothing, hairstyles, and stuff like that he could have had, and that's how I kind of built it up. Yeah. So. As I say, well, as I keep hearing from some of the videos, it's like the ones I've shown sent here, they'll say things like, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Because obviously you can go around and just say, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to draw this body, and then you just... It's not getting any better. I'm just drawing the reason it's not getting better is because you're drawing the exact same thing, and you're not actually learning or using reference. Like I said last time, always use reference if you can, or find something similar. So like the guy that you like, do you know the last sketch that he showed? That actually reminds me more of like the fish. I can't remember what a fish it is, but it's like there's like a fish that goes like this. It's like... So I think there's like one of a similar one in Finding Nemo and stuff, and so it's like, so it kind of reminded me a bit more of fish. So. Right, so you said you wanted to learn creature anatomy, right? So let me show you here, right? So this is a person. You got your head. Let me put it on darker. So you get your head. You got your shoulders. You got shoulder blades. You got your bones here. Got a rib cage. Got your pelvis. Got legs, got knees, another leg, and you got your feet here. Okay, let's have a look at what a dog has. Well, dog has a head as well, has a neck. Guess what? It also has a rib cage, has a shoulder blade. Okay, it has feet like this. Well, it's just like one bone here, one bone here. But guess what? Human has one bone here, one bone here. The spine's pretty much the same, it just curves like this, still has a pelvis. Yeah, it's just more of an elongated foot, is this bit, because that's a person's leg here, and then that's a person's leg here. Yeah, it's like... Then it gets a tail. Creatures like animals like this, we all generally have a similar anatomy type. The only things that probably do not are things like your fish and insects. They kind of have their own thing going on, but you're not ever going to see a skeletal bug, are you? Yeah, because they don't turn into skeletons, because they don't have a skeleton, do they? Fish do, not as much. A fish has like a fish head, and then you generally see it like that in TVs. So it has like a rib cage and then just a tail at the end. So it's like... No one can tell you that the neck is too long, the arm is too short, the body's misshapen, it's a monster, it's supposed to be weird. Yeah, yes it is. A monster is definitely meant to be weird. You can definitely have a monster that has its head here, its torso goes like here, a giant arm like this, and then has like a really diddy arm right here. It's like, oh no, why has it got a diddy arm? Yeah. And you can have like a misshapen leg. Okay, he's got like one leg, and then he's got like this wooden peg, you know, here, or he gets like a blob for a foot here. It's like, that's technically a creature, kind of like a small wing here. It's like, it looks weird because it's meant to. I mean, have you ever played a FromSoft game? Yeah, it's like, I mean, any horror game as well, yeah. Things from fiction to even religious stuff. It's like, what are the bloody angels meant to look like? Are they meant to be like kind of like balls with like a boatload of wings around them and something daft? Just like an eyeball, more than likely. It's like, you can get away with a lot more with monsters than you can from anything else, because you can just say, oh yeah, it's meant to be like that. Obviously, if you're doing like a skeleton, you might want to look at a skeletal figure. Because, I mean, I know I've looked at like a rib cage for a creature that I made which was not obviously a person. It was like, do I have it on here? Even but who knows? But it's one of those where you can try and learn what you want. There we go. Elemental. Is this the right one? I don't know if this is the right one. Is it loading? Don't look like it, does it? Oh. But yeah, using reference when needed. Well, like I say, you can always use the 90-10 rule. So 90% of what you know, 10% something they go, right, I'm going to try and do this in the drawing. Whether that be, I'm going to try and draw the hands, which, by the way, I'm terrible at still. That is generally my 10%. It's like, I'll draw the hands, I'll do it. You know, feet as well. I'm not great at feet. And I still draw the neck too long. But always review your own work as well. So I always look at older work. So if I should be able to find this one fairly easy, because I look at this thing and I go, what was I thinking? So so basically this is one that I've drawn, and I go, it's like, well, the face itself is just out of proportion. I mean, the face is very much slanted this way. This is a much older one. The body's far too long I already know this. Yeah. And it's like, and then just, I've hid the hands. Didn't want to draw the hands. I put a giant metal thing where the hand's meant to be. Hide the hands. Hid this arm right behind them. Yeah. Feet, I've kind of tried to draw the feet. I've hid them with these kind of like metal plates mainly, so you don't see much. So this is where I get the use reference from, because obviously I never used any reference for this. Because obviously I could straighten up this, I can shorten this, I can make everything line up a little better. Yeah, I could probably do a much better job. Yeah. Of this drawing now. The pieces are just too small as well. How many heads is that? 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Definitely too definitely too tall. They're very tall, but they've got a really small head. Not good. Average person is about 7 heads high. This is 9. Yeah. I would rather someone think I'm into them. Just means I know how to draw a good foot. In fact, I don't know if I've even still got that picture anymore, because I did do a picture where I had them in used a foot. Well, I don't know. What did I do? So yeah, so I did draw feet because practice. And that is where artists will always be critical of their own work, which is fine. I always want to be better than I was yesterday, and never try and be better than someone who's already ahead. But I mean, I could show you this this other piece. Let's have a look. Open. So if I go to, let's see, it's Kai on it. Right. So I did this piece here. So this is one of the guys I've done. Nothing really wrong. I mean, it looks like the floor goes here and here, but it's still not that wrong. I mean, his hand is kind of flat, still nothing wrong. I didn't quite like this though, because I think everything's kind of flat, and I don't think this pose really works either. It all seems fine, it all seems thingy, but open. But I went back in and later on when I was doing more drawing, and I just drew it somewhat better. I've got some foreshortening in the arms. I've got bit more muscle tone just from doing from shading. I had to use line arts, and I think this is a much better piece. I've done the hair a bit better. The face is still a bit derpy. Yeah. But overall, I feel like this is actually a better piece than this one, especially with the shading. I think I've got a bit better on shading on that one than on this one. Yeah, I also tweaked these bits here. Just give him straight metal plates. But so yeah, it's all about looking. I also give him a smaller sword as well, apparently. But yeah. Yeah, you can do. But yeah. There is no hard and fast rules in drawing. I mean, you look at a piece of art from like the medieval period that someone drew. You look at something someone drew now. It's different times, different art styles. You can't really compare them. So there's no point in comparing two completely different art styles ever. So you're never gonna compare someone who's drawn like a really highly detailed comic to someone who's done like a really basic and simple comic. Yeah, it's like two different art styles. How did he do? Like, working up. That's how it's generally done. I think generally, because I don't use this method, but I know some people get like if they're doing like the face, they'll use like a red, and then they'll kind of overlay that. So like, and then they'll try and get the skin color that way. So they might use like an orange or something. It's very, like I say, I don't use this method. And that's generally how they'll kind of try and get the skin tone. They won't actually straight up use it. And it's like any painter. It's just they use layers in a different way. They have one layer, but they build upon that layer. Similar to ours, but they can't go back to the previous layer once they're starting on the next layer. It's hard mode is what it is. It's hard mode. We digital artists have it easier. Yeah. We get the wrong colour, we can go back and change it. They get the wrong colour, they've got to start from scratch. Bad times all around. Cheers. Yeah, it's fine. Oh. Yeah. It's definitely a method anyway. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. That. He's looking alright, these. Ugh. Rotate, please. Yeah, there you go. That's just the size of my canvas compared to the image you sent. So that's not actually that bad. That's pretty decent. Now, you obviously on about anatomy and stuff, which obviously I think obviously over here, you could probably look at just like some quick looking at the anatomy of either like a birds or a reptile foot, and just like the basic muscles that are in there. Did you copy this off of some? I mean, I've put Parasite Eve up there, so I'm assuming Parasite Eve. And the other one. But one's a bit bigger for some reason. Why is that one bigger? Don't know. Oh, there we go. That's better. But again, you've got really nice lines and stuff, and your drawings. I'm assuming obviously this is from Ninja Gaiden. Is it down there as well? Ninja Gaiden. There we go. But no, again, I'm assuming again these. Let's see. So this is the image. Okay. So I'll have a look at the chaser for a second. So that's... So one thing I've immediately noticed is the eye. You've done the eye the wrong way around, is what I would say. So I'd have actually colored all of it in, and then lift the inside white. So then obviously it looks similar to how it is. I get that. But you say Tracy, that's perfectly fine, is that? Nothing wrong with that. But I've noticed on the legs as well, probably just want to be getting that arcade a bit more. That's just so that it's like kind of shoots up more. And then you've got that shape there. And then you probably come down with your leg, and again, it just seems like you've just made these a bit too long. It's quite short is the gap on these. So one thing I can suggest is, if you're eyeballing it and stuff like that, you can try to just find the empty spaces like these. Obviously, if there isn't an empty space, you can just like connect two parts to make the empty space. And then you can try and get it from there. Again, this foot's just a bit too far forward. All in all, it looks very nice. It's just the so literally just a few bits. Yeah, there's an extra cable that's coming down here as well. Looks like there's two cables, but yeah. So I'm going to look at this foot. It's very... Because I know, like I was saying, maybe you want to look at anatomy, but actually looking at this, it's actually as you've drawn, so it's like not really much anatomy put into this, because this foot is funky. It shouldn't be able to walk. Because this part here is the front, except this is the part it's walking on. So this part is actually facing this way, whilst its leg's actually facing this way. It's very strange. No, there's nothing wrong with eyeballing it. And you'll actually notice when even people who draw these things, even they'll forget to draw something every now and then. Or they'll have a different take on how something's meant to look, so you'll always get a bit of variation in drawings. So it's not bad, but no, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's like just look for the shapes is what I'd just say, because obviously there's this shape here, there's a shape like this here, but so should be similar to that. So obviously the knee should be right next to it, and then following up to something like that. Yeah. But yeah, overall, your things seems fine. There's obviously places where you could have things are slightly out, not in sync with obviously the reference image, but oh, it's still a decent drawing. I think the main issue with this is this foot. That's the only one. The main issue with this is that foot. I know I've pointed out other things that you could tweak to make it a bit better, but that foot's technically the main issue. Because this foot is facing the same way as this one, but obviously in the reference, it's meant to be facing this way. So... Also, you didn't give this guy a grin. There's a bit of a grin on here. Give him a bit more of a frown. So, yeah, so looking at the shape of these legs, it is more of like a canine's legs. So obviously probably looking more canine legs for like if you're kind of trying to do your own version of this, you could look at like canine legs and stuff like that. Or bird's feet, because they do look pretty similar to like bird's foot or lizard's foot maybe. But yeah, overall, just this one foot is just slightly out of place. If I drawn over the actual layer again. I have. Right, anyway, let's actually have a look at this other one. So what's this one? So look at this one quickly. Azul. So I'm assuming it's that image there. It's very similar, it's very small, it's that image. But let me get a better one. Yeah, slightly better, I suppose. So no, that image is still too small. Oh, there we go, that's better. That's a decent sized one. Not really the I suppose it's 3D model. Come on, do what I want. Go there. So again, looking at this one, I would say that the main issue with this one is actually these. Twisted it again. It's actually the these legs here. So it's not the legs themselves; it's the definition that you've placed on them. So whilst yes, he does have these kind of bumps here, which is what you've followed. I'd have probably just drawn them as is, and then maybe just like put a little bit of detail on them. But this is me though, because obviously everyone's got their own thing. But so I'm noticing that. Get a little bit of. This actually comes in a bit more like that. Let me use green. Bit more. Now obviously you are eyeballing this, so. But and I'd probably. But other than that. Not really anything to say for this one. Obviously, you could have. Yeah, so this one should have been a bit more foreshortened. Well, most of these ones as well. So obviously you'd have the circle there, and you'd actually want to find the point which is actually right there. So that should probably be a bit more like that with this as well. Kind of coming out and going all the way over, crossing that body. Not sure if this is the reference you're using though. Like I said, previously, it's like not much, because technically if you took like the human physiology, you know, wanting it to walk, you'd just be literally stretching out the bones more than anything. So if you take it out this, you'd actually just see now this, yeah, so you'd just probably have like a really, so that's probably more, and they probably have like a really, yeah, it seems like they've got like a really long, so these feet parts on this one would actually be more like the hands, and then obviously just have like the, so there's your knee, it's kind of like that, though technically wrong about this bit, because there's your knee, that's your thing, and this, which I'm now going to draw in a different colour, so this bit is actually technically, it's actually the foot. So there's the ball of the feet, that's the next bit, and then you've got, yeah, I'm drawing all over this. So yeah, so this will be your heel. That's part one, part two of your foot, and then you've got your toes there. Technically, that's how it would be. Because if you actually look at like the skeletal of a human and a dog or anything else, you'll see that essentially it's just like a stretched out version for most animals. You know, like a bone here or will be stretched, more stretched out, stuff like that. But yeah, but no, for this one, there's not, like I said, there's not really much. I think, like I said, potentially a bit too much detail in the legs, because I do believe that these are meant to be like more muscle than they are anywhere else. That's the knee. So looking at it here, again got a curve, so it's like his foot should actually be more like this. So yeah, that might be one thing. There's another. And it looks like it actually kind of goes very strange here, like balloons almost, and then you have that muscle there. Obviously this is a side-on view, not an actual one view. So again, it's just finding those shapes again. So again, rib cage, finding those negative spaces. This would have been further along. Well, that's not, doesn't seem too bad from the angle it comes in there. But no. I've when you say trace these, is it like just eyeball tracing, or is it actual going over them, like actually going over it? For eyeball tracing, that's really good. Especially if you're getting back into it. No. But just a bit of knowledge or of other things. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Another thing you could try as well with this, so right, so I'd say two things. One to your last comment you just made about tracing. I would say, look, guys, AI good. No, you're right. You won't say that, but then again, I'd still see that as a form of practice. I don't see anything wrong with tracing over a piece of artwork. When I say I've traced over a piece of artwork, I mean I've literally just went over and traced the actual thing. So like I'd take this and I'll just trace over it, and then later on I'll go, okay, well, I know kind of what I need to draw, so I'll just draw that, and I'll just go on and do that. There is nothing wrong with it. Obviously don't call it your own artwork, because technically it's not. But the other thing I would actually do is, if you're trying to draw something like this, is try and find another picture which gives you more information about something that you're trying to draw. So try and find the same creature or the same artwork if you can. These are video games, and just try and find another angle, which will then give you a bit more information for when you're trying to draw this. Even though you're looking at it, knowing how something works, so like how all of this works and how this works and this works, will give you a bit more, yeah, it'll give you a bit more freedom when you're trying to, when you knowing what bits you kind of want to give detail to and what bits you kind of don't. All right. So just having a look now. But yeah. Anyway. That's my 10 cents. Or 10 pence. British, after all. Right, my cat's getting rowdy now. My final verdict on these are they are good observation pieces. Obviously, I would say looking for other methods of doing observations. So which will then give you things. So basically, you've done So we'll go to this one. So you've looked at this piece here and you've copied it. So if I was going to try and do a tracing thing as well, I might actually just try and do the outline of this. So like just fade everything in. So just look for all the shapes in between and just try and get the silhouette of it. I'm not trying to find any details. I'm not trying to get anything. And like I said, if there isn't one, just make a block. And it's like, that's all I can suggest potentially doing. And this gives you a bit more depth of trying to get the shape, because everything is all about shapes. So it's about finding the shapes of things. So, and I've done a few of these where I just went through and I've just found the shapes in between the actual drawing. So, and that's all I really need, really. But so I just end up with like a mass blob like that. So I've got like, so as you can see, I've kind of like got the basic shape of it. But just another thing that you can try and do with observational drawing. The other one would being obviously shadows. So it's like if you're kind of doing this guy here, you'd actually just pull him over this side a minute. Yeah, so saying doing this guy, you're actually just looking for all the shadow area, shaded areas. So, and that's all you're looking for. And then you're trying to build from all these kind of empty spots, I suppose you could say, these dark spots. Now obviously this is not a decent example, but it's a very quick and dirty example probably, and you can definitely find more videos on this somewhere else that do better at explaining these. But yeah, both of these very good. Just don't be take your time. Don't try and rush. And look for those shapes in between things. Look for points of which you can marry up with another point. Yeah. I would also suggest, if you can find one, a life drawing class. Doesn't have to be a long one, can just be an introductionary one. Because they will give you some basics of how to start sketching from viewing something as well. Because I've been on one not too long ago, because I've never been, not too long ago I decided to do one this year. And it was very informative. I learned how to do measured drawing on there, because I didn't know how to do that. I learned about, I learned how to do other bit more of how to do things that I was trying to practice, and they gave me some advice as well. So yeah, life drawing. Even if it's not your thing, just try it once, get some bit of experience if you've not already done it. I don't know if you might have already done it. My cat is getting very wily now. So I will end it here. So I will probably see you later. No doubt. You'll be on Brad's stream again. So yeah. I'll see you later. Bye bye.